In this video, we will talk about principles of youth participation. To introduce the first three principles of youth participation, we can use a model proposed by Mark Jans and Kurt de Backer. This model indicates that participation is always surrounded by connection, challenge, and capacity. Participation should be based on a challenge. Challenge here means a theme that should be directly related to the daily reality of young people and which should be engaging or interesting for them. Participation should be based on capacity. Young people need to have some knowledge and skills in order to get involved. Projects or initiatives should therefore fit the capabilities of the young people concerned, and it must be possible for any skills that are lacking to be developed in the framework of the project. Participation should be based on connection. Young people have to feel connected with and supported by humans, communities, ideas, movements. Essentially, this means that they want to know that they are not alone and that they can identify with and count on a group or institution, to count on them also in the sense of getting the necessary support space. Available to all young people, regardless of background, nationality, religion, etc. The revised charter states that the principles and various forms of participation advocated in this charter apply to all young people without discrimination. So access to participation cannot be limited on the basis of such factors such as where somebody comes from or what his/her beliefs are. Voluntary. This means that participation is not compulsory and young people have the right not to participate if they so choose. They can also decide on the degree and form of their involvement. Related to real needs of young people. It is important and motivating for young people to get involved in issues that directly affect them, to achieve some positive change, to look for solutions to their problems, to gain new skills or to develop their interests and hobbies. In this way, they also feel that they take responsibility for their own lives and communities. Valued. Everybody should know that his/her contribution is important, even if this contribution is limited. Beneficial to all the actors involved. Meaningful participation brings benefits to young people, adults, organizations, and to communities alike, as it achieves positive changes in different areas, personal development, levels of efficiency, social change, etc. Offer diverse forms of involvement. One single form of participation appropriate to all young people does not exist. It is therefore important that a variety of ways of getting involved is offered to youth so that they can choose what they find most relevant and interesting. Backed up with the resources needed. If the resources are not available, access to participation becomes very limited, and for some, impossible. The necessary resources, such as time, human resources, finance, know-how, transportation, etc., need to be provided. Based on real partnership between adults and young people. Partnership means communicating expectations and fears, negotiating roles, and sharing power and responsibility. It does not always mean sharing all the areas of work and responsibility equally, it means sharing these areas according to what both sides want, need, and can contribute. Transparent. It is necessary that all the parties involved in the process are aware of the purpose of participation and its limits. They should also be clear on what kind of influence young people have, what can be changed and what not. Anchored as a policy principle rather than a mere technique. Participation is not one technique or form of involvement. It is complex and it embraces various areas, levels, and dimensions. Therefore, it should be a transversal element 20 within different policies and strategies planned within organizations or communities. Enjoyable. In general, people, regardless of age, are more likely to undertake actions on a voluntary basis if the work is enjoyable. Enjoyable does not necessarily mean fun, but simply something that brings satisfaction or pleasure from accomplishing it.